back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture films in the world we see. Deleted scenes where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties and views to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Yeah, yeah. Steam it out in your YouTube, bro, let's roll.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, Human Being American, and YouTube Ronin. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Unscripted. First off, I'd like to say hello to everyone currently joining us on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. All right. I see the bird woman of YouTube here in the chat with us, Connie Cleary. Bird woman of YouTube, watch out for her second channel, Fluff Check Productions. All right, well, this is a special episode tonight, folks, because, well, this one is all yours. You set the tone. You get to ask all the questions, and short of anything that will get my channel shut down, I'll answer them. So that's what the show is going to be about tonight. This is the promised Q&A episode, run completely by the chat. So if those of you have any questions tonight, please feel free to ask. All right. Before we do any of that, I do want to remind everyone that Unscripted is a part of a block of programming, which includes Geeky Geezers over on Aged Boomer's channel. He hosts that program with Troy Pacelli, Honorary Geezette, Netters Network. That show began at 9 o'clock. You will be automatically redirected at the end of this program. Then, of course, right after that program has concluded, and if you are a member of the channel, and memberships are available, ladies and gentlemen, you will be invited, because this is going to be for all membership levels, to tonight's edition of Behind the Curtain. So think of tonight on my channel as a subscriber appreciation night. Let's think of it that way. So all the questions you want to ask, you can do so here. Or if you're a member of the channel and you want to wait and talk to me directly, you will be available. All right, and welcome to the host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review, Big Al Presents. Al has his review of War Machine out this evening, as of about an hour ago. I have seen that movie twice already. My review will be coming soon. All right. So if anybody, you have any questions, anything that you want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, this is your show. So any questions, anything you want to talk about, tonight's the night. Right. I do want to remind everybody also that after Behind the Curtain has concluded, you will be redirected back over to Troy's channel for his Doctor Who rewatch, the original William Hartnell episodes to True, First Doctor. All right. My co-host on the Mystery Movie Night podcast, Sin's Corner. Yes. Said War Machine is great. I agree. I had a lot of fun with that movie. I just got finished, literally just got finished watching it a second time. And I don't want to go too far into it for anybody who has not seen it, but it is equal parts Lone Survivor, Predator, and War of the Worlds. Since as I was so tense watching it, I gasped out loud multiple times. Yeah, it is a movie that does not hold back. When it comes to the and Game of Thrones, because no one is safe. Well, with a movie like with something like Game of Thrones, when it's more medieval, I tend to expect that. This is rest in peace, Jennifer Runyon. Not from Ghostbusters. Don't tell me that. DFQ, exactly. Yeah, that's part of it. War Machine, for anybody who has not, maybe isn't familiar to it. It is. It's a shame. Oh, that's too bad. I hadn't heard. That's too bad. All right. Well, for those of you out there watching who've not yet seen War Machine, basically it's a group of Army Rangers who are on a training mission. And well, it's a group of would-be Army Rangers. They're not officially Rangers yet, but they're getting there. They are those that are remaining, because you go through this whole training sequence, and you get to know everybody. And once you get, they get to the point to where they are down to the last few candidates, kind of like about 15 or so. They are sent out on this training mission, and if they succeed, they become Rangers. And basically an alien invasion happens, and yeah, and it becomes this Predator / War of the World situation. So it's a pretty cool film. And welcome to my partner in crime, the toxic gunslinger himself, Outlaw Bill. Yeah. And Bill, I know Bill hasn't. I don't think Bill's had a chance to see it yet. But I was talking to him about this earlier before we went on with Western Cinema, and I told Bill, like, dude, we have got to do this for Action Theater, And I know he hasn't seen it yet, but yeah, I think you're going to have a blast with it, Bill, when you do see it. All right, let me look this up here for a moment. Nope. I pushed the wrong button. Hold up. Let me see this. Live television, folks. All right. Nope. Give me a moment. Check this bit of information out. because this is going to make me feel old right here. All right, let's share screen here real quick. All right, yeah, apparently, yeah, sadly, this is confirmed. We have lost Jennifer Runyon, who was in Ghostbusters and the Charles in Charge TV series. I'm not a big fan, guys, of TMZ, but that's what popped up first, so that's where I'm going to go. All right. The actress known for her roles in Ghostbusters and Charles in Charge has died. Our family shared the news on a Facebook post, writing, "This past Friday night, our beloved Jennifer passed away. This was a long and arduous journey that ended with her surrounded by her family." Um, they added, "She will always be remembered for love of life and her devotion to her family and friends," ending the tribute with "Rest in peace, our Jen." No cause of death was disclosed, but the message alludes to a lengthy health battle. Yeah. There are some outlets that are reporting that it was cancer. That's a shame, because we also earlier this week lost Corey Parker as well from cancer, from Will and Grace and Friday the 13th Part 5, which we actually just finished watching um, with over on Big Al's channel. So yeah, I tell you, man. I guess he did. I guess I didn't have that article up, but yeah, um, we are we're losing the people we grew up on, guys, and this year in particular has been a pretty rough start. Wow. Yeah. All right. So yeah. All right. Let's get on to some happier news, and of course, please rest in peace to both Jennifer Runyon and Corey Parker. Stephen Hibbert passed away from Pulp Fiction. I believe. They're going to be talking about him on Geeky Geezers this evening, and of course, the coach passed away, Lou Holtz, legendary from Notre Dame. So yeah, uh, we're losing the greats, man. All right. Sorry, I'm a little thrown. All right. All right. Well, we did say, wherever the chat takes the conversation is where it's going to go. So that's the show. It's part of it. you know. But yeah, let's get on to some good news. Like we said, War Machine. I've seen it. It's very good. I'm going to do a review here hopefully in the next day or so. Also, a little bit of what's been going on in the background. When I started out on YouTube, my work schedule was such to where basically I was working Tuesday through Saturday, which is how I could do nights like this one, where I'm pretty much either on the air or in the chat for the bulk of the evening. I could do that because obviously I had Monday off. Then they changed my schedule back to where I would be working Monday through Fridays. which was fine because I'm angling towards something along those lines. I could get out early enough during the day where I could get things done before everything closed, and then I could have the weekends off. It was perfect. But now, things have reverted back, and that's the thing is trying to schedule a show is not always easy, because I'm not like Markiplier or any of these guys who can who basically have gotten rich by being YouTubers. I'm not one of those guys, not yet. I'm not on that level. Um, so I got to go out and work for a living. Most of us do, and think of this as like a mom and pop operation. Only there's just pop, which would be me. So hey, you know what? If I got to keep this particular dog and pony show running, I got to go out and work for a living. So that's what I do. And basically, my schedule has changed 5 times just this year alone. And it's all of this back and forth. And it's like, it's not always easy to plan things. I'm trying to do as best as I can to plan everything as far in advance as I can, and just kind of stay a little bit more on top of things, not just here, but financially and stuff as well, as far as like keeping bills paid and stuff like that, because I'm not made of money. So none of us are, and it's kind of the way things are right now. And I don't want to get too political with this because it's not a political show. This is supposed to be a fun episode. Is that the thing that I've noticed is whenever there's a Democrat in office, suddenly money's tight. And usually when a Republican is in office, the economy is great. And, well, we got a Republican in office, a guy who knows a little bit about money, and yeah, the economy's less than great, and there are people who write me off as being just this pro-Trump guy, and I'm just going to blindly follow whatever he does. No. I think he needs to concentrate on the economy. And I think we have problems here. Let's let's deal with the issues that we have here before we go worrying about what's going on in the rest of the world. And am I sad that the Ayatollah is gone? No, I'll be honest. No, I'm not. On the other hand, his son is now apparently in charge, and apparently he's a bigger asshole. So I don't know what got solved here exactly. Did we switch out a bad guy for somebody worse? And that's something that you got to keep in mind. Sometimes it's the devil, But the thing that has to be understood about Iran is that they were killing their own people by the thousands, and protesters, peaceful protesters, actual peaceful protesters for once, and that had to be stopped. And I don't know. We'll see. We're still in the middle of the situation, so. But for anybody who thinks that this is going to jump off into World War III or anything, no, come on, guys, cool your jets. I don't think this is going to be a situation where we're going to have boots on the ground in Iran for 20 years. Is that a possibility? Sure, it is. But do I think it's going to happen in this case? No, I don't. Um, so, okay, enough of the political rants. All right. Does anybody have any questions for me? Anything they want to talk about? Any subject is open. Because I'm going to be here for at least up to another half hour before I get you all over to Geeky Geezers. And Boomer and Troy. All right. Am I going to see The Bride? After the decided after the trailers that I wasn't interested. Am I going to see The Bride? Well, I don't know about physically going to a theater to see it. Based on the reviews I've heard, most of which have been against the movie, it's not something that I would see in theaters. But I have heard some reviews that while the movie itself is not perfect, and I've only heard like 10 out of 10 review for it, and I think that was one of the writers on Film Threat. But based on what I've seen, I wouldn't see it in theaters. If I see it, it would be kind of more out of curiosity than anything else. There's a lot of messaging in it that, needless to say, I don't feel the need to sit through. I'm not going to watch a movie and be lectured. At the same time, there are parts about it that I am curious about. And, I've seen a couple of reviews that said that the movie's kind of being misunderstood. And perhaps it is. I don't know. But if I do see it, it will probably be online. And if I do, I'll review it and I'll be honest as usual. But right now, I don't have any real plans to see it. No. I'm not really in a hurry to see a lot of movies, to be honest. Aside from the mystery movie nights, and maybe a couple of revivals that are coming up. Yeah, I'd like to see Train Dreams and Frankenstein on the big screen. Regal has those movies coming up this week. They're doing all of the Best Picture Oscar films. I do know there are some revivals that are coming up. I know the movie Bill and I actually just saw, The Maltese Falcon. That's going to be re-released later this year. So is Ben-Hur. So is Citizen Kane. So you have those classic movies like that. And I of late, that's basically what I've done. I've gone to see the mystery movies and I've gone to a revival. If I were truly honest about the best movies I saw last year, I would say Jaws was number one. And then Reanimator, and then you would go down the line of what the top 10 that I posted that Corey and I did a show on. So you know, I find myself enjoying the revivals a lot more. I want to get more into Indian films. Um, there were two this year that made my honorable mentions, Shiva and Durandar. And I think Durandar is getting a sequel already this year. So, yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Next week. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to have to carve out some time because like the first movie, it is quite lengthy, as a lot of Indian films are. Um, so why they feel the need to have like every movie be 3 or 4 hours? When they're 2.5 hours long, I'm shocked. Yeah, carve out about 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, I think it's like, well, I think the first movie was like 3 hours and I think like 42 minutes or something, and that was without the without the what the hell am I thinking of? Intermission. Yeah, intermissions. Remember those? I've almost forgotten. Yeah. Um, yeah, I like Durandar quite a bit. So I am looking forward to the sequel. I'll give it a look. Because first movie ended up being 3:15, 3 hour 40-minute runtime counts the intermission. I remember because I timed it. That felt longer than that. Anyway, yeah. All right. Hello to FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. This is okay. Since this is an AMA, Joel or Mike? That's a tough one, honestly. A lot of my favorite episodes of MST are episodes that have Mike in them. Um, and then, of course, you got Mitchell, the Mitchell episode where they're both in it, and which was Joel's last episode and the introduction of Mike. So a lot of my favorite episodes of the show, the ones that are the more memorable ones, are the ones that Mike hosts. But Joel was first. And I don't like spitting on Joel. He is mixed up in the obviously in the Netflix version, which I don't think is as good. And Mike's kind of gone on and done like like riff tracks and those kind of programs. So I might get stuck with Spears with this, but I'm gonna say Mike in the end. Um, I think that really the one guy they can't really lose in that group is Kevin. You know, yeah, Joel and Mike were like the hosts and all, but I mean, you take you take Kevin Murphy out of that equation. I think that guy is like the unsung hero of Mystery Science Theater. Um, to me, he was always the funniest one. He's the one who to me was kind of the glue, you know, that kind of held it all together. Um, but that's me. I'm a big fan of Trace as well. Um, just because I think Forrester is just so damn funny. But yeah, does at least Mike is returning with the new episodes. Bill's Crone comes to me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. And I know Bill Corbett can be a bit of a knucklehead, but I like his version of Crow. He didn't change the character too much from Trace's Crow to his Crow. I still feel like that's Crow. I watched the Netflix version. That's not Crow for me. Um, Especially now with the direction they've gone with the character. But yeah, so yeah, I'm glad to see that they're yes, those three guys to me are the show now, the real show. So I'm glad they're coming back with these new episodes. And the Mads are back too. Yeah, good, good. Uh, Big Al says, "I'd love to see Ben Hur on. I'd love to see Ben Hur on the big screen." So would I. Honestly, even again, a movie that's another long one. But yeah, my dad told me a story one time. Is he worked when he was a kid? He worked as a projectionist in a movie theater, and it was one of those deals where they would switch the movie out every week. And he told me, yeah, I remember. He said, I remember watching Ben Hur like 5 days in a row. And for as good as that movie is, and it deserved every Oscar it got, but it's a long film. you know, I think it's like 3.5 hours. It is a monster. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to again carving out some time and hopefully being able to see it on a big screen where it belongs. Um, since I know it's only about 3 hours and 15 or 25 at most, I have stopwatch running the whole time. I mentioned it during my review. Right on. Let's see. Yeah, Bill has his political views, which I try not to let get to me. TV's Frank. Oh Lord, yeah. Frank got TDS like real bad, unfortunately. Um, Part two is going to be much longer. Apparently, I believe the runtime is 4 hours or more. Oh, jeez. Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to make it through that. I'll be like, can we bring a sofa in here or something? If I look like I'm going to doze off, just wake me. Yeah, yeah. But Durandor is pretty good though, and I'm curious to see because we haven't gotten his whole backstory yet. We don't know how he came to be an agent. So and why him and not somebody else. It's an interesting film because you're also dealing with a villain who isn't like this frothing at the mouth kind of crazy, you know, screaming out snack bar at everybody, But he's the guy wears business in. He thinks he's the people, and actually he's this monster. you know? And the odd thing, there are parts in the movie you're kind of informed to too. So it's like, hey, you can oh, oh, that's not good, you know. Um, but yeah, it's Durandar was an interesting film, and I'm curious to see where the sequel goes, and just how high up the food chain our hero is going to be able to get. I'm curious to see where it goes. Yeah. Another one I wouldn't mind seeing, and I'm kind of surprised because I haven't heard anything about it. Is they left the KGF open for another film, and I don't know what happened to that. But yeah, I want to get more into the Indian films this year. KGF, yeah. If you have Amazon, you can find KGF, and and again, it's basically the story of this kid from kind of the wrong side of the tracks. He's raised by his mother. There's this back and forth about who his father is and all of this, but the point is this: his father's out of the picture, and he's raised by his mother, and she this is not really a spoiler because it happens very early in the movie. She dies when he's still kind of young, and he makes a promise to her that I would say he goes a little overboard on. And this kid basically grows up to become basically like a Scarface kind of character. So it's an interesting film. I'll there it's on. I know it's on Amazon because that's how I got to see it. But I know there are some clips from that one that are floating around out there, so I'll send them to you. Um, have we talked about Manal Morale? Sorry if we have. Might have been a while ago. I haven't seen that. So no. Um, one thing that I've noticed when it comes to Indian films is I guess they have some kind of deal going with Amazon because they tend to wind up on Amazon. So if I don't see them in theaters, I try to see them on Amazon. A couple of them are on Netflix. Like I know the sequel to War is on Netflix. Loved Manal Morale. Probably my favorite Indian film so far. Superhero story. Cool. Saw that one on Netflix. Don't know if it's still there. Yeah. And Kopla to Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Good to see you, sir. This is our little Q&A sesh, my little kind of hang out with the chat episode. So if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, open topic. But yeah, as far as Indian films, I'm kind of starting to get into them. they're not all going to be for me, I don't think, but we'll see. You know, there was that one on the train that came out a year or two ago, Kill. I still want to see that. I'm surprised it's only an hour and 45 minutes. um, because, like I said, they tend to be so long for whatever their reasoning is. But that, yeah, Chava was really good, which was kind of Braveheart meets 300. I don't know how accurate it is historically, and that's another thing that when it comes to Indian film that I try to be careful of with the ones that I have reviewed is I always preface it by saying that, especially when it's a historical film, I always go, I don't know a whole lot about kind of the interpersonal politics between India and Pakistan. So when I did that little out of the theater review of Chava, I did my best to avoid all that. Just talk about the film itself. In what I thought. Yeah, we I brought that up earlier, Gorillas. Yeah, I did. That Khamenei's son has been selected as the Ayatollah. Yeah, um, yeah. I don't know where this is going to go, man. Because I hear, like I said, I hear the son's even more of a hard case than the father was. So I don't know. Did we just make a bad situation worse? I don't know. Uh, looks like Joe flew by, so I'm going to get ahead of this one and say rest in peace. Your 2 hours as supreme leader will be forgotten. Well, yeah, yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. um, yeah, like it's a bad situation over there all the way around, and but the thing about Iran is this. I am old enough to remember when they were taking Americans hostage, and it seemed like they were doing it every other week and kind of getting away with it basically. And if there's read up on a guy named Bill Buckley, and he was a man who was taken hostage by the American who was taken hostage by the Iranians. Look into his story, and you will understand why I cut no slack when it comes to these people. Um, these people are not friendly to anybody, not just the United States. They want to make the world Iran, and well, you're going to have to do that over my dead body if it comes to that. Hello to Enigma Severus. Good to see you, sir. He loves it when you call him Big Papa Ronan. Yeah, sure, why not? All right. Let's see. Let me hit the edit button on this real quick. I do want to remind everybody that once this program is over, you will be automatically redirected over to Aged Boomer's channel for tonight's episode of Geeky Geezers. I am punching that in right now. All right. So that'll be also simulcast with Troy and Eder as well. I'll be in the chat as usual. And I do want to remind everybody that if you are a member of my channel, there will be a member stream tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. So join me there. I will have the StreamYard link up before the program. So anyone who is a member, and this will be a show for all levels, and you can join me there. And of course, if you're listening and you're not currently a member, memberships are available. This is got plenty of launching choice. You're welcome if and when it comes to that. Okay, cool. All right. So one thing that's been going on in the background is for those of you who have been using StreamYard, you've got this feature where you can do horizontal and vertical. And one thing that I've noticed, and this has been going on with all of the shows, but especially for people who are doing watch parties, is the number of views goes up, and even if somebody watches a show that I'm on for like 20 seconds and they decide, nah, I'm going to go watch something else, that's fine, and I'm going to go and I'll take it. I'll take that view, and it gets eyes on our channel, on our channels, and yeah, I do notice that, I don't know about anybody else because I haven't asked about this part of it. And Bill, you being in the chat, maybe you can you can answer this question. Is I've gotten a bit of a I have not only gotten a jump in views, but I've also gotten a bit of a bump when it comes to subscribers as well. So yeah, I'll take it. I will take it. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Oh. Oh, is this happening now, Gorilla? Let me see. All right. Well, there's the possibility that Iran might have lost the second Ayatollah in a week here. uh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, something definitely got hit there for sure. Yeah. The 300th Ayatollah. Enigma says you're a man at a 5K club. Yeah. Well, hopefully, I'll be part of the 6K club before the year's out. I'd really like to hit 100,000. I'll be honest. I really would like to hit 100,000. But I know that's going to be years down the line. Enigma says, well, they waited for people to make a vote, and then Israel sent another message. So I'm not sure how many will be volunteering moving forward. Yeah. Well, so somebody can do a little twerking and you'll get it fast. No, I don't think anybody wants to see me do that. Since notice that the verticals often perform better, but the total views do seem to go up across the board. Yeah, yeah. This is what I mean. Yeah. So I'm and I know that this is not for everybody, and it's there. Some people don't like it, but and I had I had some trepidation about it too, but it seems to be working, and it's getting more eyes on my channel, and hey, that works for me. Uh, I get yelled at for having both. Uh, all righty. Well, it is that time, and I'm going to start wrapping the show here, so I can get everybody over to Geeky Geezers before it starts. Get yourselves a beverage and a nice snack. Again, to remind anyone who is a member of my channel, there will be a member stream tonight at 11 p.m. So if you want to join up, tonight would be a good night to do so. All right. In the meantime, I am going to send you over to Geeky Geezers. I do want to thank everyone who is following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I do want to thank everybody who is here in the chat with me tonight. Connie, Big Al, Sin, Bill, Tim, Gorilla's Random Thoughts, Enigma Severus. All right. I do want to thank you all once again for joining me. And yeah, I think I'm going to do more of these. I don't do enough of these kind of shows, and I want to do more of them where I get to interact a little bit more with the chat. So thank you. This was a lively one. Thank you all for being here. We had a wide range of topics there. So yeah, let's do this again sometime soon. From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.
Back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture films in the world we see. Deleted scenes where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Yeah, yeah. Steam it out on your YouTube, bro, let's roll.